There's just no doubt that you always draw closer the week that you spend at Mount Hermon. There's not a doubt in my mind that everybody for our family will take a little bit of Mount Hermon with them when we go back to our regular jobs and school. The teaching at Mount Hermon stays with you.
I always describe Mount Hermon as like my second home and my favorite place. It's just such a huge part of my life. Like, I think it's one of the only places where, well, it is the only place that I've come back every single year of my life. I love that it's just so clear that God is present here, and that, I don't know, families can come together and experience that.
To me, Mount Hermon is a place where my kids can get a strong Christian influence from someone else other than myself. And it's a place to relax and let your guard down for a little while.
The only thing that counts is faith expressing itself through love. It is serving one another in love. God emptied heaven of its greatest treasure in order that untold riches of blessing might be poured out on an undeserving world. And that's love in action.
To know God, to have a relationship with God, you need to first understand the fact that God's heart is broken for you right now. That God sees you right now and He says, man, all I want you to know is that I love you so much. And so God chooses and He decides to send the most precious thing that He has, the greatest gift that He's ever been given in His Son. And He says, these people will never know I love them unless I give them the most valuable thing. And so He sends Jesus, this little baby boy, to live and to breathe and to have flesh and to dwell among us. And Jesus lives among us. And Jesus is sitting there in front of Nicodemus and He's saying, God loves you. You can know God loves you because He sent me to tell you how special you are and how loved you are, that you are a child of God, that you are a son and you are a daughter of God.
Corrie ten Boom once tell me the tapestry that people make in those days. So, and she was doing that. We had the privilege of knowing her and having her in our home. And she was making this embroidery, and she turned it over. And she said, this is the back of the tapestry. And that's all we see. One day God will turn the tapestry over. And that's what God more or less said. One day the earth will be filled with the glory of God as the waters cover the sea.
God's at work so you can rest. Because God's at work even when you rest, so rest. Because listen, you don't got this, but Christ does. His timing, His means, His strength.